Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. It is hot, it is humid, my hair is crazy and going all over the place because I've been working in the yard all day long. But I'm ready to take on a project that I thought I would share with you, and then I have several others that I've done or that are in project or process that I just want to share with you today. If you're enjoying my channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up on this video, even hit that notification bell to get notified anytime a new video comes out. My name's Soleil and I garden in a zone 5B in Michigan. Alright, so today we're going to start with this birdhouse. I have this post and I started by staining it. I've had these two birdhouses on here for a couple of years, but now I want to add some to it. My whole goal has been to kind of over the years add different things to it, and I've bought a couple new houses as well as a little feeder, and I'm looking forward to attaching those. So the first one that I have is actually a bee house, and I'm going to put this one on the more sunny side of the post. So this one's going to go over here. And then I have a cute little birdhouse, and we have lots of these little birds. It says troglodytes. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I think it's some kind of a little wren or something. Anyhow, I'm going to be putting this one on the back side, and so that will go over here. And then on the other side, where the path is, I have this cute little metal feeder that I think is going to hang nicely, and this one's made out of metal. So I have some nails and some screws and washers, as well as a little bracket to help hold the bee house up, and we're just going to do some nailing. I think we're probably going to only use nails on this one because it's pretty sturdy. Now, one of the things that I did before hanging this is I put a little bit of silicone on the top of it because there was a small gap, and I wanted to make sure it was a little bit more watertight and that it would last longer and keep the wood from rotting. So I added that, and then there's a little tab that's metal on the back of this that I'm simply putting the nail through. And I'm doing this now because nesting season is also over, so there's nothing in these other bird houses that I'm going to scare away. Alright, that looks cute. So this one's going to go right about here, and it has a little hanger on the back. So I'm going to pound the nail in and then simply hang. Alright, two down. The last one that I saved is the hardest, of course. So I've marked a little spot right here. This is where the nail's going to go. And this one's going to have to go on fairly tight. So now I have the bracket right where I want it, and I'm just going to nail it into place. Here we go. Alright, let's walk around and take a peek at what it looks like. Okay, so in this area, I am trying to really do a bit of a makeover still. There's a lot to do because of all of the appliances. Now that I have this hose reel in, I decided I wanted to pretty up the post, and I have it all nice and painted using some of the same color that I use on the trim for our house, and I think it ties in beautifully and it helps the post to just kind of disappear into the background. It actually goes pretty well with this hose reel as well. Now the other thing that I'm doing in this area is trying to get rid of the lilacs. Right now they look a big mess, but I've got them at least cut away from the roof for now, so that buys me a little bit more time. And as fall comes and the nights get cooler, I can actually do a little bit of burning, and so that's why I'm going to be doing some more projects where I'll be cutting down different things. Speaking of which, I have another one to show you in a minute that I'm doing that with. This is one of the other projects I've been working on. I don't know if you noticed, but my mailbox supports have been peeling, and they were yellow and green, and it looked pretty awful. So I used the same color that I used on the post support for my hose reel, which is again related to the trim on my house. So I think it's a really pretty brown, kind of gray, that has a really nice earth tone to it. I also cut back the clematis that's on the other side here, so we're going to hook it up to this, and I think that's going to really help it to connect to the mailbox better. It really hasn't had a strong hold for a while. So what I've been using to put this on so far is these black twist ties and then this green Velcro. I actually painted the green Velcro so you couldn't see it as much, so now I'm trying to figure out where the end to it is. There we go. And we'll use that again to tie it up. And maybe I'll put this right next to the pole here to give it more support. And we'll use this twist tie just on the trellis itself. Same with this one here. Go down this way. Clip off what we don't need. And I'll have to come back with some scissors and get this tag off as well. Now we'll use the Velcro just to get this, to hold this up. But I think once this attaches, it's going to be so much better that I won't have to have this Velcro helping to hold it up. In addition to doing the Velcro, I'm also just sticking each of the vines into the trellis so that it has something that it's connected to. And I think it's going to be much happier, and I think it's going to look much better. Alright, we got one more project that I want to show you. So this is an area that many of you know I'm working on, and it's come a long way so far, but it has a long ways to go. I have some piles over here of branches that I've cut down. I have some piles over here of branches that I've cut down, and you can see I have piles of mulch, and I have piles of soil bags back here. And that's because I have been taking down some of the errant bushes that have been growing in here, some of those invasive honeysuckle bushes that I've been meaning to get rid of, and so I'm so excited that some of them are gone, and it's actually to a point now where I can begin to clean this up. So I'm going to be putting the soil back here, and I'm also going to be then mulching over the top of it, and then eventually I'm going to be cleaning up the rest of the bushes that are along this fence line right here, because they really have just been kind of growing into and out of the fence line, and it's bad for the fence. And I don't really like the bushes, and I have some other things that are back in my way back garden now that help to block out the neighbors, so they're just not necessary anymore for our privacy. I'm also going to work down here, and let's check out this area. So this area has never been changed since I moved in here. These lilacs have been here the whole time. I've been here for 16 years. I don't really like them because they don't bloom very well. They have powdery mildew. It's a constant battle for anything over here to look good. They've been providing privacy for us for quite some time. Before, we had other trees that were further down the hill to block out the neighbors, but they're just not necessary now, and I have a lot of other plans and things that I want to put in here that will look nicer and give more of a 3-season interest or a 4-season interest. In fact, if you recall, I have a couple of pieris that I want to plant in here, which are nice shade-loving evergreen perennials, and I think they'll just provide so much more beauty. So I'm excited to get rid of this area, and I hope you'll join me for that process. Well, that's the update for today. Thanks for joining me on my channel. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of your comments and interacting with you. What are you guys working on right now in your garden? We'll see you next time. Bye.